Oh. So by now, Dragon fans, you'll probably have heard the news on every single Dragon fan site there is. And that news is that How to Train Your Dragon 3 has been pushed from its original June 2016 release date to now June 2017. So it's been delayed by a whole year. Now, you know, when I first discovered this news this morning when I woke up, you know, because every morning I wake up, I go on the internet, I go on IMDb, I go on all these different movie websites, you know, just to see if there's something, you know, to do with dragons, you know, just any news at all, if there's been any interviews, any, you know, any announcements from DreamWorks, just anything. Every morning I wake up and I just scour the internet so that I can read all the sources and then, you know, let you guys know, the subscribers. And I woke up this morning and I see this news story and, of course, I was mad. You know, I was mad. Felt like tearing my whole room down, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna come out straight and say it. I felt like just completely trashing up my room because I was so mad. But then, later on today, you know, I went out with my mates. And while I had a good time when I was out and about. And all the time while I was out there, I was just thinking to myself. You know, I was having like a little debate in my head. Because, you know, earlier on this morning, I was, you know, as soon as I saw the news story, you know, I grabbed the camera. But before I pressed the button to record and completely lose all my temper or have all my rage exposed on camera once again, you know, about dragons, I thought, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that this time. Because you want to know why? I always do this. I always react badly towards this. Many of my subscribers will know this. Last year, I put out a video saying How to Train Your Dragon 2 Angry Reaction. If you don't know what that video is, then go on my channel, find it, it will be on popular uploads. It is the most popular video of my channel, by far. So How to Train Your Dragon 2 Angry Reaction, type that in up there, or go on my channel below here and find it. You know, it's on the popular vids, you know, my most popular vid. And looking back at that video now, I look like a complete idiot. I do, and I'm not afraid to say it. I genuinely am embarrassed of that video now. You know, the only reason I haven't taken it down is because it gets more views every day, so, you know, I'm like, well, if the fans want to see it, they can carry on watching it. But, and I thought to myself, you know what? I'm not going to rage, because this isn't DreamWorks' fault. No. This isn't director Dean Deblois' fault. This isn't anyone at DreamWorks Animation's fault. Not even Jeffrey Katzenberg's fault. Because I'll tell you the real problem we've got here. I'll tell you what the real problem is here. Is Disney. Disney and Pixar once again screwing everything up. That's right. Because now, before I get into that, right, I just want to say this. The reason why I didn't freak out on camera this morning was because, you know, even though How to Train Your Dragon 3 is now coming out in 2017, it's How to Train Your Dragon 2. We had to wait 5 years for the sequel to How to Train Your Dragon to be made. 5 years, and that's very strange for Hollywood these days. You know, that new Michael Bay Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that's on, you know, it made big on opening weekend. Boom, automatic sequel. Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, original film. Now it's getting a sequel. you know, straight away. If a film's successful, you know, Hollywood these days, sequel it. But with How to Train Your Dragon, the first one, it did alright at the box office. But unlike DreamWorks, other DreamWorks films like Kung Fu Panda and Shrek, they didn't rush to make a sequel. No, they didn't rush to make a sequel. No, they kept their cards and they kept making other movies. Until now, after 5 years of waiting, they finally made How to Train Your Dragon 2. And mate, the wait was worth it. And you know what? I think the more time that they have to work on How to Train Your Dragon 3, the better. You know, because like a lot of you fans, obviously I was upset at first. But then, like I've just said at the beginning of this video, I was out with my mates today, and while I was with them, I was also thinking in my head, like, I was having a little debate in my head. You know, I was like, you know, there was the hot-tempered me, like the devil on my shoulder saying, like, this is an outrage. And then there was the sort of the good Ben on my shoulder going, yeah, but when you really think about it, you know, there's all these reasons, and, you know, if you just listen to Devil Ben here, you know, you're going to make yourself look like more of an idiot on the internet than you already are. So, yeah, I had a little debate in my head today, you know, while I was out, and now I think about it, I think it's a wise decision on 2 reasons. One of them I've already stated, which I'm going to go in more detail in just a second. First of all, like I just said, we had to wait 5 years for How to Train Your Dragon 2, the sequel to How to Train Your Dragon. And boy, was the worth wait it. Wait it? Oh, for God's sake. I messed that up completely. Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm going to start that again. Boy, the wait was worth it. See, I got it right that time. Yeah, anyway. The wait was worth it. The point is, I'm trying to make here is, so much anticipation, so much big build up to this, and it paid off. Now, you have a sequel that's just come out in 2014, and the third one comes out in 2016. That's 2 years to wait. Now, I know it still seems like a long time, but when you think about it, you know, when DreamWorks have done this before, you know, they've done it with Shrek. Like, Shrek 1, great film. They waited a bit, they did Shrek 2, boom, great film, probably better than the first. Then, after Shrek 2, like a year or 2 later, Shrek 3 comes out, and then you get the story. But, you know, it wasn't very good. So yeah, and I was worried that they might do that with Dragons 3. So now that it releases in 2017, they got more time to work on the new animation software. They got more time to develop the story, more time to develop character development, because this is just the final film in the Dragons trilogy. And to make this a really good trilogy, you have got to make it just, you have got to make an absolute brilliant ending. You have got to make an ending so good, because there's so much pressure from the fans that if you rush it out in 2 years, it might not be as good as you want it. You just want, that's just asking for the big bucks. No, if you wait, if you slow down time, and you develop the script, and you don't rush it, you really think it through, just like you did with Dragons 2, Dean Deblois, I'm looking at you, good job, good job. With the script writing and the characters and everything. Seriously, if you don't get an Oscar, mate, this year, like, I'm gonna do a reaction video to the Oscars. If you don't win one, mate, anyway. Point is, now they have more time to work on the script and stuff, it's good. Now, the second reason, which is I brought up earlier in this video, which was, if they still wanted to release How to Train Your Dragon 3 in 2016, they would have to go up against Finding Dory. That's right, Disney and Pixar's, you know it's gonna make big money. You know, like, come on, it's Finding Dory, the sequel to Finding Nemo. Like, Finding Nemo, who anyone will go and watch. Everyone will go watch that. I can guarantee you, 2016 comes along, and in June, like, Finding Dory will make the big bucks, because it's Disney, it's Pixar, and everyone loves Finding Nemo, so obviously everyone's gonna watch Finding Dory. How to Train Your Dragon, seriously, everyone I know says that that film is a complete, just, you know, even in college last year when people were saying like, oh Ben, you gonna watch Finding Dory? I'm like, no! I'm gonna watch Dragons 3, mate. You know, and I could argue, I could bring up all this, but in the end, you know, I have to face facts. I have to face facts as an actual business person, and I have to look at, you know, what it's going to look, how it's all going to turn out from a business point of view. And of course, Finding Dory was going to just break records for animation. Of course, you know, there hasn't been a good Disney Pixar. People love sequels! Done with Pixar now. Done.